I've got some supplies here. I've got a little bit of just regular mud left, all-purpose mud. I have another full bucket. Got some knives. I've got my quick setting compound. This is a 90-minute. Not a whole lot left, but I think it'll be enough for what I need. My tray, mesh tape, and paper tape, and my corner beads. So I'm going to start off by doing some filling of the larger gaps. And I'm going to use a little bit of mesh tape. Also, not sure if I mentioned this at some point, but I will be capping this off. So I'm not too terribly concerned about like these spots here. I'm going to corner it and everything, but I'm not worried about it because it's going to have a wooden cap on it. I have mudded and corner beaded everything and taped. And so today, I did all of that yesterday. Today I am going to give it the first coat. Such a mess. Can't wait for this to be done. But it's just one of those things. I did tuck tape it up there and everything, but I'm kind of thinking that we're just gonna put new drywall over top this old drywall instead of removing the texture because it may have asbestos and I don't want to skim coat all this. It's gonna be so much work. So I'm gonna leave that whole section alone because if we do re-drywall, I'll have to mud that corner again. Plus there's a hole there. And the reason I think that it's been, and I think it's been painted. Not sure if I mentioned that, but if you look right here, you can kind of see it looks like there's some paint there. And this stuff usually kind of flakes off and it's not. So makes me think it's been painted. And it's a pain in the butt as is, never mind when it's painted. So I think we're just gonna re-drywall it. But that'll be, once we've taken this down, if we take this down. So I finished mudding and sanding, not up there, but this portion. And I'm going to be putting the cap on here yet. I just haven't gotten it yet, but I did that. Sorry about the lighting, it's pretty bad, but it's a really high ceiling here. I took off the back pieces of the flooring. I gotta get some new floor treads. I might just get a 2x12 and cut them down, and so that I can extend it all the way to there. And then I also ended up opening up this here, and we've already moved the thermostat over, and we've moved the wiring over for the doorbell, and then I'm going to move the switches over. So one of these is going to be on this side, the other one, obviously that one is going to be on the other side. So, and it's so much nicer and open. And this is my quote unquote load-bearing wall. So it's actually, I actually had an engineer tell me that we have our roof rafters are roof trusses, and so there's not the way it's designed is actually not it's designed for long spans. So we can certainly open this up here, is what he said. But what we're basically going to do is we're going to continue with the header. We're going to replace these 2x4s, we're just going to move it over. So we're just adding about a foot, maybe just a little bit over, and it'll be fine. And then since I'm re-drywalling the ceiling, I decided to, open this up on this side rather than the other side, because I don't want to have to mud those corners and do the drywalling on that side, or the mudding on that side. So that's kind of where we're at now. So I'm going to wait for my husband to get home so he can do the wiring, because I don't do that. Myself and forgot to hit record, but I put the drywall on. We still have to finish that wiring right there, and obviously lots of mudding, and I did that, and I put in some new underlay here. It's just plywood. It's uneven, the kitchen portion, so this flooring is at 1/2 inch, and then this one over here is 3/8. So as you can see, the previous owners had where the opening was. So that was my opening, like right from there to there. It's so nice now. So the previous owners had done kind of like a sloping there. And so we're going to basically do the same thing across the whole thing. And then as you can see here, I, instead of having 2 vents, this was just one open space here. So there was the one vent here and one vent there. I reinforced it. I obviously put a new piece of underlay. Underneath, I put a 2x4 because it was kind of like an I or an H, as my children were saying. And so this portion right here was, it was 5/8 of an inch, but it was kind of, it was a little diving boardy. And, I know my kids, and they're going to walk right across there all the time, from the schoolroom into the kitchen and whatnot. So we decided to put a 2x4 underneath here. We just screwed it down, and then I just laid this flooring back down here, like these pieces here, this and this. I haven't glued it down or anything. Obviously I need to cut new pieces, but I just wanted to have something here for, the time being. So I have lots of mudding to do, which I will be doing. But I'm also going to take this railing off. I think it's oak. I have a couple other ones. This is another one that I have that I redid. It was also painted, and I actually had a little bit of so I did it in a way where I used black paint and a stain, because apparently the oak doesn't want to take it this nice dark. It doesn't want to make it this dark. It's kind of, it leaves it weird. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, or if the stain is just not great for it, but you can see here it's came out really nice. And so that's going to kind of be my accent for all the wood that I have going on here. And so I'm going to do the same thing with that other railing. I'm going to get off all that paint, sand it really well, and then do the stain paint thing that I've been doing. I've been doing that to the rest of the rails in the house. This is going to be the last one here. So I got to take it off anyway to do all the mudding. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take it off, and then I can do all the mudding. Also, the house had central vac at one point. It no longer does, but the previous owners just put like a piece of plywood over top and kind of painted it the same color. And as I'm going through each room, I am, putting, like I'm sealing it up with drywall and mud and whatnot. So I just cut a piece of drywall. It fits in here really nicely, and I'm going to use some quick setting hot mud. And I'm going to basically glue it in. I'm going to put some mesh tape over it. And because it's right over the corner, the mud's going to float out quite a ways. And so it'll be covered, no problem. So that's what that is there. Okay, so I finished sanding it, and it was a bit too long after we had removed that section of wall, which is why I didn't take that off. But so I just found the angle, and I just cut it off. The screw holes are still there for where it's going to go, so that's going to be fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this stain, and I'm going to apply it to the whole thing. After that's dried, I'm going to take, this is black paint, and it is exterior paint, but it works for what I'm doing. So that's what I've been doing. So either do it or don't do it. I don't care, but this is what I've been doing. So I'm putting this on, and then I take this and I use it as a stain basically, and I wipe it on and wipe it off. Probably 2 times, depending on how well it takes the first time. And then I go over it with this once everything's said and done, and then I install it, and that's been working great. The other 2 that I did are fantastic. They look good, they work well. So that's what I'm going to do with this one now. So yeah, those are the steps. That, let it dry, that, let it dry 1 or 2 coats, and then that. So I've just laid my flooring down here, a couple pieces. So I'm just going to remove those. I put some self-leveling cement here, and I did it quite a bit thicker than what you would normally do, because I obviously didn't want it to self-level too much. I kind of wanted it to be in specific areas, but I am going to take some sandpaper, and I'm going to just sand this down a little bit, because there's a couple of spots where there's some higher areas, and I want it to slope a little bit more. And then I'm going to put the glue, and then I can put the flooring in and then be done with this part of it.
So I've never actually installed glue down flooring before. This is my first time. And I've done vinyl click, the planks, many times, and I really like it. And I actually do not like the glue down flooring. I used to think that I would like it because it was easy to, replace individual pieces, but I've got gaps everywhere. I don't know if the previous owners had it professionally installed or not, or if they just did it themselves. But even I've seen people that had it professionally installed, and like there are just gaps between the planks, and I don't like it. I like it better the way that the clicks are. They just kind of, you get this proper seal. Anyway, so this is what we had, and the previous owners had put this flooring throughout the entire house. We still had a box left, so I'm not gonna go and buy brand new flooring for the entire main level of the house. So that is my 2 cents on glue down vinyl flooring. I'm not a fan.
Okay, I have finished mudding and I primed it. So there we go. And if you look on this side, it's the same. But remember, I plan on putting new drywall up, so I'm not going to go all the way up there because the mud will kind of it'll start to bubble if I paint it. So I'm gonna just try so you can see where the paint line is. And so I'm actually not gonna do any painting on this side. It's gonna drive me crazy, but I'm gonna try anyway. But I am gonna paint the other side, and I'm gonna paint this part the same as the rest of the kitchen. And then next up, we'll be working on the cap.
Never mind, I'm not working on the cap just yet. I've decided to take out this closet. I changed my mind a lot, but that's what I'm doing. So if you enjoy this and want to see how it continues, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.